Right here, we got the Bay State Savings Bank. This is a pretty busy road right here on Main Street in Holden. So, we're going to be seeing how they respect the First Amendment right to record in public. I see police.
In the opening moments, the auditor begins by calmly announcing that he is simply exercising his First Amendment rights to record in public, a line that is common in accountability videos but still effective in setting the tone. The setting of an affluent town like Holden adds an interesting layer, because areas with less frequent public filming often respond with heightened suspicion. As he walks near the busy Main Street and the Bay State Savings Bank, the contrast between his calm demeanor and the uncertainty of passers-by becomes obvious. His purpose is clear: to observe whether public officials and businesses respect constitutional rights regardless of their comfort level. This beginning immediately establishes the theme of the video testing: public reactions to lawful recording while maintaining a composed stance.
Boy, well, we do have somebody coming from the bank. What's going on? Not too bad. I'm sorry?
What's going on?
Oh, I'm just out here expressing the First Amendment right to record in public.
Oh, so you're taping our customers walking into the bank?
Well, yeah, if that so happens to happen, yeah, of course.
I'm sure you can understand how customers would find that suspicious and uncomfortable.
Really? You want to know something really funny though? Did you know I could get pictures from this same exact standpoint from Google Maps? Did you know that?
That's perfectly fine.
Right.
But you're causing a lot of fear. Yeah.
How am I causing fear? Just explain that to me, because that really doesn't make any sense.
People go and rob a bank, right?
Yeah.
What you're doing.
First real confrontation comes when a bank employee approaches him with visible concern, questioning what he is doing and why customers are being filmed. The auditor responds politely yet firmly, highlighting that the First Amendment allows him to record anything visible from a public sidewalk. His explanation about Google Maps, offering the same exterior imagery, exposes the inconsistency in the employee's argument about security fears. Rather than escalating, he uses logic to point out that people intent on committing crime would not openly record themselves in broad daylight. This section reveals how misunderstandings and fear can trigger unnecessary confrontations even when no law is being broken. The auditor holds his ground respectfully, emphasizing education over argument.
I'm scoping the bank. So are you telling me that if I'm scoping a bank, I wouldn't just, I'd be out here standing on the sidewalk as openly recording as I am instead of just going to Google Maps and getting the same pictures?
You'd be amazed at how people operate.
Did you know that you can go and do this exact same thing on Google Maps? So
Yes, 100%.
don't you think if I was actually trying to rob or case a bank that I would go in and just not tell you I'm recording and just go and walk in?
No,
I need pictures from the sidewalk to rob a bank. Is that what you're saying?
What we're saying is,
How does that make sense to you?
Watch people walk out, people are walking in, you're making people
there are people
uncomfortable.
doing.
Okay, so is it people are uncomfortable, or you're worried about me robbing a bank?
Mix of both. You're giving that impression off, my friend.
Really?
Yeah, we're not trying to come at you and be confrontational. We're just letting you know you're making our uncomfortable.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you respect and approve of the First Amendment right to record in public?
I mean, yeah, if it's an amendment.
Perfect.
Sure,
Awesome.
But, however, do
All right.
not respect people in general.
As the conversation continues, tension grows when the bank employee insists that customers feel fear, confusing discomfort with an actual threat. The auditor skillfully challenges her reasoning, separating lawful activity from assumed criminal intent. By questioning how filming a publicly visible entrance equates to scoping a bank, he forces her to confront the weakness in her assumption. He suggests that instead of heightening panic, the employee could reassure customers that public photography is legal. This moment highlights a widespread misunderstanding in public spaces. People often demand comfort over constitutional rights. The auditor's ability to keep the conversation grounded in logic showcases the purpose of accountability audits to educate, not intimidate.
I respect people. Have I not been anything but respectful to you?
You've been very respectful, but
There we go.
you're
All right.
explaining to you that you're making customers uncomfortable.
Well, look, let me tell you something. If you have customers that are uncomfortable, you said you know about the First Amendment, so why don't you just go tell them that I have the right to do exactly what I'm doing, and to not, instead of exasperating people's fears, why not just quell them and say, hey, look, he's on the sidewalk, he's expressing his First Amendment right that you also have
Thank
to
you for
record on the
expressing
sidewalk.
Your opinion. We appreciate that.
No, it's the First Amendment.
I understand what the First Amendment is.
So then how is that an opinion? Said that their customers are so upset. They've had one person drive into the building.
First interaction ends, the auditor steps back to reflect, noting that staff claimed customers were so upset that someone even drove into the building previously, an exaggerated anecdote often used to justify unnecessary concern. He maintains composure and avoids dramatizing the moment, instead focusing on documenting the encounter without escalating. His willingness to disengage and return to his meal shows he isn't seeking confrontation. He reacts instead to the actions of others. This pause in the video serves as a transition, demonstrating that the auditor considers the interaction complete and expects the day to continue uneventfully. However, the upcoming reappearance of police proves otherwise, setting the stage for the next conflict.
Well, everybody, I just sat back down to go have something to eat really quick because I was just about to film an outro to tell you guys that this was a very short video and I've had 0 interaction. So I wonder what this guy's got to say.
Stay in your vehicle. Stay in your vehicle.
I'm in my vehicle, man. What's going on?
Make your license and registration, please.
License and registration?
Yep.
For what?
Because you're possibly upsetting people over here.
A police officer approaches his vehicle aggressively, commanding him to stay in your vehicle and immediately demanding license and registration. The tone is authoritarian from the start without any explanation of probable cause. When the auditor questions the reason for the stop, the officer claims it's a traffic violation, even though the auditor was simply parked and filming earlier. This abrupt shift reveals a misuse of authority using minor technicalities to justify identification demands, when no real offense has occurred. Instead of escalating, the auditor calmly requests the officer's name and badge number, exposing the disproportionate reaction from the officer. This section highlights how vague accusations like upsetting people can be weaponized to justify unnecessary police action.
Excuse me?
I need your license and registration.
Okay, is this a traffic violation?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yep.
It is a traffic violation. Can I get your name and badge number while I get this?
Yeah, it's H3.
H3, what's your name?
Carl.
Why are you blocking restricting my First Amendment right?
I'm not
Right
restricting
here.
you, so you can do whatever you want.
Look at how childish this guy is.
Yeah, I'm the child.
So there's that. Didn't even...
Interaction intensifies when the officer behaves dismissively, even blocking the auditor's filming while sarcastically saying he can do whatever he wants. It's a moment that perfectly captures hostility disguised as work protocol. Despite the officer's childish demeanor, the auditor remains calm and tries to continue recording for accountability. The officer eventually retreats without even waiting for the registration he demanded, making the legitimacy of the stop even more questionable. This moment exposes how officers sometimes rely on intimidation rather than lawful procedure. The contrast between the auditor's composure and the officer's pettiness makes this one of the most telling scenes in the entire encounter.
I want to stick around and wait for my registration. So today here, guys, if we have to, we're going to be invoking the Fifth Amendment right to stay silent. Right away. Here's another one.
Afterward, another officer arrives, prompting the auditor to stay cautious, invoking his Fifth Amendment rights and preparing for further confrontation. His reasoning is clear: when dealing with officers intent on creating violations where none exist, silence is often the safest option. He explains his choice directly to viewers, emphasizing that although he was not breaking any law, avoiding escalation is sometimes the smarter strategy, especially in states with strict interpretations of failure to identify. His transparency offers viewers insight into the mindset of people experienced with unlawful stops. The buildup of uncertainty shows how quickly a simple audit can turn into an unnecessary investigation when officers misunderstand the law.
Hey, officer, can I just ask you a question really quick? Didn't understand the whistle. So, let's see what happens here. I'm really intrigued to see what's going on.
Second officer approaches in a calmer manner, asking whether the auditor was on bank property. When the auditor refuses to answer, a right protected under the Fifth Amendment, the officer simply instructs him not to enter the property again and begins to walk away. Still, the officer avoids giving his name or badge number, showing the same dismissiveness as the first cop. The auditor remains consistent, repeatedly asking for identification, highlighting the double standard. Officers demand accountability from citizens, but resist offering it themselves. This part reinforces the recurring issue of transparency in policing, where public servants sometimes act with an attitude of superiority rather than responsibility.